Hi, good afternoon. I'm Anne, and this is Kristina, and we are representative of MLS Quality Control. And we're here today to speak to you about photography and videos in your MLS listings, what we're looking for and what not to do. So, Kristina, have you ever gotten a violation because of photography?
No, thankfully, they haven't caught any of mine, but I hear that you did.
I did. I had one last year. Unfortunately, it was the back of someone's head that you could hardly see, but AI did pick that up. I was given a violation. I went ahead and wrote out my statement. It was cleared, but just know that with the use and implement of AI these days, they're picking up things that are very small that the eye really has trouble seeing, but AI is picking that up.
And most of the fines, you get the warning, so you get a time to remedy the situation before you have to pay a fine or whatever. So they're easy. It's not like everybody just gets this. Basically, they're $250 if you just ignore all the warnings, except for the plagiarizing, which we'll talk about in a minute. But the rather than going through all of the typical violations that you can have, we thought we would go through the gotchas and the stuff that'll get you that you don't even think about. And like yours had to do with the reflection, a mirror reflection.
Correct. It was a mirror reflection, but they will go ahead and pick up a hand, part of a body, a shoulder. So make sure that when you're doing your photography, whether you're doing it yourself or you've hired professional photography, that it is known just to be very careful. I have gotten some photography back, and there is a full person in the mirror, 2 or 3. I don't know why that even happened. Of course, I didn't use those pictures. And certainly, if your photographer or yourself are photographing in a master plan community or any kind of community that has parks, pools, please make sure that there are no humans around, because that is also a violation.
Yeah, and getting into that, using other photos would be plagiarizing when you use somebody else's photos. So if you're going to do a community park or something to do with the community, make sure that it's a royalty-free photo. You can sometimes get them from like an HOA website or something like that. But if you do take a community photo, just make sure there's no people in the photos. And AI, I tell you, like they get a hand. And one of the things is if you use an iPhone, sometimes your finger will get in there. You don't realize it, but that's part of a body and you'll get it. So maybe have somebody at your company get a look at the photos and see if they see any of those gotchas. But mirrors are the worst. Sometimes you just have to crouch down to get below the mirror, like in a bathroom, and take it that way, or stand in the bathtub or the shower and get it from the other direction. More than worrying about the fines is, since there's AI is coming up, they're looking at everything, but that's about 90% of your MLS. The value of your MLS is going to be in photos that people are looking at. So more than worrying about the fines, it's worrying about getting really good photos, identifying them, taking multiple positions in a room to define the room. And you're looking at the features rather than something on the table or the furniture, the features of the room. So if you can capture the ceiling, the flooring, a window, a closet, a door, things that define the room, that's really helpful.
Absolutely. We want to make sure that when you list your property, that you are putting your best foot forward. Don't forget, this is going out on the World Wide Web. So it's not just your local community here, your peers, your colleagues that are going to see these pictures. It's the world is going to see these pictures. So you want to take the best photos and videos possible.
Yeah, especially if you're featuring part of the house. If it's got a phenomenal backyard, I've seen MLSs where you go and there's no photo of the backyard, but yet that's all they talk about. So if it's the feature, make sure that you get multiple photos. You've got zillions of photos available to take and post, which brings up another good point, is you can't use the same photo over and over and over. So if you have a photo of something, you can't use it multiple times in the same MLS. That's also, believe it or not, a violation. And you can't use somebody else's photos. They've got to be organic. They've got to be original photos. So if you're concerned about it, you can put your own watermark on them. even, but just make sure of the ownership of those and don't copy them. I know a lot of people copy like a community photo from another MLS and it's got the old watermark on it. It's pretty obvious. That's plagiarizing, and it's $1,000 fine. That's the big one, plagiarizing.
You want to absolutely avoid that. Moving on, regarding AI and regarding some features that are happening, maybe Kristina, you could shed some light on some awesome things that are coming down the pipeline here.
Yeah, coming down the pipeline, it's sci-fi kind of stuff. It's the AI. It's playing a really important role. We're redoing the entire input form. It's so much easier. It's just plain English. It's just a really good feature that we're changing. But the AI that's coming up, they can write your descriptions for you and things like that. It's not a set it and forget it kind of a thing, though. You still have to look at your photos and see if that's the description that you want on them. But coming down the pike, I would say get your camera out, practice on your own home, take some pictures of to see how you are if you're doing your own camera work, or work with your photographer. But you still have to audit what they take, because they may not. And this is the Fair Housing Act is what's behind the photos for having people in it. So it's not like we at the MLS are looking for violators of, crummy photos. We're protecting ourselves against the Fair Housing Act. They just don't want to see certain things.
You don't want to be fined either. $250, $1,000, that's a lot of money.
It is. If you do get a violation notification, just respond to it right away and correct it. It's easy to do. And I know we've got the new sign-on, the multiple sign-on. So with that, you should be able to get them right in your MLS and not have an outdated MLS address. But just respond to it right away. But rather than worrying about the shortcomings, just improve your skills. Grab a camera and get at it.
Yeah, this should be fun.
Yeah, and another thing is do them in landscape mode. If you're going to do it for your Instagram, take a separate picture for that, because that'll be a vertical. But the landscape mode works best to get the full feature of it.
Please keep in mind, we're here to guide you along and to just give some advice and some tips on what to do and what not to do. We want to make sure that you're not fined. Well, we hope you've enjoyed our clip today about photos. Thank you.
Thank you.